Hey everybody, welcome back, and this is going to be the anyway free version episode. I'm going to try not to say the word anyway. So, here's what we've got going on. I redid the hog, got the vertical stab and the rudder the same color. Everything looks nice and good. So, what we're going to do next is apply our decals. Now I went to Office Max and I had laser copies made, color copies of the graphics that I did in Photoshop. So this is going to work a lot better than the inkjet version. So I was having problems with even by putting the clear coats on over the top and everything. The color was still disintegrating, so I was just having a heck of a time with this, but I think I finally got a combination of clear paint and the decals and everything that seems to actually work. So what we're going to try to do is recreate that. So I think that turned out pretty darn good. So what we're going to do first, now that I've got my awesome graphics and everything's the right colors and everything, we're going to apply a clear coat, and what I found seems to be working pretty good is this Krylon. I'm using Krylon Crystal Clear, and this is the gloss. So I sprayed the decals with the flat, and it actually turns out really awesome. It's kind of some strange stuff because it looks like it's going to have some weird build-up or an orange peel texture to it, but it dries and it looks pretty awesome. So let's go ahead and apply our gloss coat so that we'll be ready for decals. Okay, here we've got our vertical stab painted in our clear gloss coat. I'm still waiting for it to dry, but we'll have a nice surface for our decals to go on. And while that's drying, I'm going to cut out our Arkansas decal, and I'm going to cut it right up to the very edge. We're not going to have a clear border around the outside. That's the one reason that I don't like the decals, but I had it looking pretty good on the other side, so that's what we're going to do. Also, when we do our ID numbers, we're going to individually cut out each letter. That way all this big open area here and through here and everything, we're not going to have that decal kind of gloss or sheen that normally is associated with that. So that's what we're going to do. Okay. This is nice and dry now, so we are going to go ahead and get ready to apply our decal. So, first thing we're going to do is take our decal, and we're going to stick it in some water here. We're going to let that do its thing. And while that's doing that, I've got some Testors Model Master decal set. So we're just going to brush that on to the area that we're going to put the decal. Okay. And we're going to want to pull the decal out now. Okay. And just let this sit for a second. Alright, and we're going to take a peek here, see if it's almost ready to slide. Okay, when I made this decal on Photoshop, I basically made it so that this back half extended out further. The decal is actually larger than the surface that it's going to be going on. So I did that so that it would for sure fit. And then we can just trim off the end. But we need to start with the front edge. Okay, it's still not quite ready. Okay, here we go. Gonna slide it off. going to hold on to the front edge and pull off the back. Okay, just like that. Now we need to get this in the right spot. Okay. Now I'm going to cut right along the back edge here. Alright, so pretty much got it. Fold this over for right now. And the one thing I did forget was a towel to dry this off. So I'm going to go grab that real quick. Okay, I'm back with the dry towel. I'm going to take the rudder off and do this separate here. Okay, I'm going to cut off the extra right here. Okay, the very last step in the process is we put some more of this decal set over the top of our decal, and we're just going to let that dry. Same thing over here. Alright, so while that's drying, we will end up cutting off this front little part here that doesn't want to fold around. That's not going to stick. So I'll probably have to do a separate decal just for that front edge. That's okay. The rest of it looks pretty darn good. So we'll let this dry and then we can get started on our ID numbers. Okay, we got our Arkansas. It's all dry and ready to go. So now what I did is I cut out the individual letters out of our water decals, and I came up with this little template, and all this is just where I cut the decals out of. So what we're gonna do, I made like a little line here where this panel line goes through. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but it'll make it easy to line up both sides. I'm just gonna tape this on, and we're gonna go right about there. And what I'm thinking I'm going to do is kind of just trace with the number 2 pencil where our decals are going to go. So that way we've got no ifs, ands, or buts as to where they're going to go. So I'm just going to do a real light pencil line. Okay. Alright, that should be just enough. So let's go ahead and let's start with the F. Okay, well, we're waiting for the first letter here to loosen up on our decal. Let's put our decal set on. Okay, let's see if we're ready. Not yet. I'll go ahead and get our S going as well. Okay, here we go. Nice. See if we can get the S on there as well before we commit here. Decals are working out a lot better for me. Like I said, the flat paint that I put over the top of it, that clear coat, gives a lot more strength than the Tester's product did. It's a little easier to manage. Okay, that one's going to go right about there. Oops. And let's zoom in a little bit here. Okay. Alright, and we're just going to dab this dry. I'm putting a little extra pressure where a panel line goes through, just so that the decal doesn't look like it's floating on top of that. Yeah, I'm so much happier with this. I didn't think I was going to be able to master the decals. Alright, so we got the F, we got the S. Alright, take a look at that. That was actually, dare I say, that may have actually been easy. I haven't had that much cooperation from a lot of this stuff for quite a while. So that is it. What I'm going to do, I haven't made the decals yet, the one that says like Hot Springs here and there's a City of wording that goes kind of at a diagonal right here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this set up, and then I'm going to spray it with my flat, and we're going to call it good. I think that looks pretty awesome. What do you guys think? Let me show it to the right side up here. I think it looks pretty kick-ass. So, alright, well I'm going to go ahead and upload this video and get you guys something here. It's been a couple days, so hopefully you're getting anxious. I'll see you on the next video.